something quite special. We've started just yesterday to install the objects, and today we're going to install something very, very special. The canopic lid to one of the canopic jars that held a coffinette. We'll explain that in a little bit. The Egyptians not only mummified the body, but took out the internal organs and mummified those separately. And the canopic jar, that this object that you'll see today, the lid that sat on top, held a coffinette inside, a very small representation of a coffin or a sarcophagus, and it held the mummified stomach of King Tut. You know, installing the objects never, ever gets old for me. As you know, they come from a different city. The objects are packed and crated, and with only the state-of-the-art, the best in shipping and security. And then they arrive, as they have here in Toronto, and then we go through the what's called the condition reporting process, where each piece is looked at and studied, comparing photographs how the piece looked when it left Egypt, not only when it left Egypt, but also the last city that it was in. And then finally, what happens is what you just saw, the installation of the objects.
The Egyptian government has been very gracious, and they allowed the material that's in this exhibition to travel. For more than 30 years it stayed in the Cairo Museum since the last exhibition, which we had here in 1979, and it was not allowed to travel. And then the Egyptian government, under Dr. Zahi Hawass, who is now Deputy Vice Minister of Culture, he decided that it should begin to travel again. And it is part of not only for goodwill, but also to acquaint people with all of the wonders that are in Egypt. And economically, it's a very good thing, because a lot of the money does go back to Egypt for the construction of the world's largest museum, called the Grand Museum, which will be built in the next couple of years. So this exhibition does help the Egyptian government in terms of economic returns.
The exhibition will be 129 artifacts. Some of them are very big, like the statue of King Tut, statues, wonderful one. And there are also small pieces, and it's different pieces from gold and from limestone. Ushabti will surprise the Canadian people.
The last object in the exhibition, because remember you came in from the back, if you will, or from the exit, is the colossal statue of Tut that was found at the mortuary temple at Thebes. And it's a very spectacular piece. You may have missed it if you walked by quickly.